Is it a bowl?
Oh, hi. Oh,
Hello.
is that a squirrel?
Yes, that's American Gray.
No. Oh, no, no. Oh, it's cute. You know what's so strange about Paraguay? We don't have squirrels. Like none. No squirrels, no
Uh,
chipmunks.
we
Zero.
have a scarce amount of squirrels, and they're I don't really know what type of squirrel they are because the tip of their tail is black, so I don't really know what type of squirrels they are. But it's only in a park where there's like squirrels, but there's also cats and stuff. I think there's only one black cat though, but that's the only place I have seen squirrels. But there were a lot of squirrels there. There was even an old man that fed them every day. And by the way, if you are wondering, the squirrel's name is Fat Gus.
I
She's
thought
a girl.
so.
Yeah,
I
she's
thought
a
so with the.
girl. She's a girl. We thought she was a boy, so that's why her name was Fat Gus. And then we
Okay.
saved the PH as Fantastic Gus. And Fat Gus is like probably the most favorite character, so I'm probably just telling you because I'm just probably just telling you about her because the others are not too important except for her sister,
Okay.
which is Augustine. She likes everything perfect, and they're all teenagers, all the characters.
All of
Yep.
them. Oh.
Yes.
It's funny, like you're like it's a girl. Like my daughter has Chi Chi. It's a frog, and I always thought Chi Chi was a boy. And one day she put Chi Chi in a dress. We had the frog for 4 years, the stuffed animal, the plush. And I'm like, why is Chi Chi in a dress? She's like, 'cause Chi Chi's a girl, obviously. I'm like, I always thought Chi Chi was a boy. So 4 years of having Chi Chi, and I only learned recently Chi Chi's a girl.
Wow.
It is. Yeah, I know. Important things. How was your week? How was your week, Ivanka? Did you have a good week? What'd you do?
I went playing with my friend today,
Okay.
probably like in in at noon or afternoon,
Okay.
and so we played with her twice. One is yesterday and one is right now.
Aww. What do
And
you do with your friend? What do you do with your friend?
walk around and
Like you go to a
play
park and
games.
pluck?
Like
Okay.
walk around and play games. And we recently played with her 3 times, like triple times.
Oh, that's nice.
But the previous time was a little too far away. This week we played 2 times in a row, like twice in a row, and
Okay.
and so basically we just pretty much played with our friend, and we also went to a museum like
Oh, no. What kind of
last week.
museum? What kind of museum?
Art
Like, what's it have?
museum,
Art, all right,
art
science.
museum, biology museum, or something. And my favorite was probably the orthocones.
Okay, all right, that's interesting. Yeah, I took my 3-year-old to an art museum in Buenos Aires, and we got kicked out. She wanted to touch everything. So I learned my lesson. No more 3-year-olds in art museums for a while, anyway. Anyway, all right. Well, we are going to write today. We're going to write a letter. A business letter. So let's get started. Let's get started, and it's not about a squirrel. Well, it is. It's about a funny squirrel. It's about
Yeah,
a
it's
funny
about a
squirrel.
funny squirrel. That's
It's a
why I
funny
brought her.
squirrel.
That's why I
Yeah.
brought her. And I
They want
also
a
wrote,
story. Well, do you
yeah.
think squirrels are smart? We're
I
going to talk a
think
lot about
they're
animals.
I think
Yeah.
they're very smart. And by the way, just to remind you, in Beta Kid, which is another like app like this one,
Yeah.
I previously learned how to write a business letter with Julia, another teacher. Yes.
Oh, nice. So this will be a review for you. Very good. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about Fongoli. So go ahead, read about Fongoli.
In Fongoli, the chimps compete for limited amounts of food. Tiva is a young chimp in Fongoli. Her mother is one of the best hunters. Will Tiva teach her how, or will Tiva's mother teach her how to make spears? I think Tiva's mother will not teach her how to make spears. I agree too, because it's really like chimps won't make spears.
Well, what did we
Make
learn when we
sticks.
talked about the different animals in the last 2 lessons that we had together? We talked about tools they can use. Remember the sticks and the ants? Do you think maybe
Um,
they'll use a tool?
yes, they will use the tool, but I don't think they're smart enough to make spears. Here's how I
Okay.
know how to make spears. Grab a
All
rock.
right.
Grab a rock
Okay.
that's slightly more oval shaped, and then
Okay.
just start uh sanding it until it's
Okay.
we're like use the rock to knock it and make a triangular shape
Okay.
and attach the triangle onto a stick. There you go. You have a spear with
Good,
holes.
but do you need a rock, or could you just sharpen the end of a stick?
I mean, yeah, you can actually just sharpen the end of the
Yeah,
stick.
it depends on what we define a spear as. Can they make a spear with a sharpened rock tied around it, like what we've seen indigenous people do in the distant past? Maybe not, but able to make something sharp to catch something. I don't know. Let's find out. But we know that animals are smart from our last lesson. All right. Well, dear students, congratulations. You've got a new writing project. So, Ivanka, can you underline the role, audience, form, and subject? So, what's our role?
Write a business letter.
Well, what our role to write a business letter. Now, what is a business letter? What do you think is the main difference between a business letter and a regular letter to maybe your mom, dad, or grandma, grandpa?
A business letter. Okay, wait. Not Julia did not ask this question on her class, but okay. So like a normal letter, you can write some words that are not very like businessy. Like you don't
Okay,
need to
so
be
the word
so
you're looking for is formal and informal. So in a business letter, what language
informal.
would you use? It was a business letter, you'd use formal. Letter to grandma, you're like, hey grandma, what's up? But could
What
you
up?
write that? Yeah, what up? Could you write that to for a business letter? Would you write how are you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
Would you say I love
Um,
you? Love
what?
grandma?
What?
No, you'd use formal language, right? It's funny
What?
because, I grew up writing a lot of letters because I'm old and we used to write a lot of letters. And I had a lot of employees in my last company. And when you write a business email, it's actually very similar to writing a business letter. You use formal language. But all of my younger employees would use emojis in their formal letters to client, their emails to clients, they'd be like, heart, XO, 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 like that's like kisses and hugs, smiley face. And I'm like, stop. Like, why did you smiley face our client? She's like, I don't know. I thought it looked cute. Like, no. So you need to write more formal. It depends on who you're talking to. Very good.
Yeah, I mean, Julia said you can't use words like. I mean, I wrote a business letter, but I had some informal words, and then she just said, "Oh, you can't use informal words for a business letter. You can only use that as a normal letter." I know I'm kind of bullying her because her voice is not like that, but whatever. So.
All right. So what other features? So we need to write formally. What else might we include on the business? What do you remember from Julia's lesson? Addresses, greetings, closing,
formal closing,
date. What do we need?
The body.
Yeah.
The body.
Yeah. Good. Very good.
The greeting. And the greeting.
Yeah. So we have good. Very good. So, all right. Well, let's continue. We're going to write a letter to a scientist who studies animal behavior. I remember the last time I taught this lesson, we tried to find a squirrel specialist to see if we could write a real letter to a squirrel specialist, but it was more difficult. All right, so go ahead, read the checklist for me. What makes a good business letter? So it needs to what? State?
Okay, states the reason for writing, includes a heading, an inside address, a formal greeting, a body, a formal closing, and a signature. Use formal language.
Yeah, very good. A lot of times we might greet instead of like, dear. We can use dear. Dear doesn't have to be, but a lot of times like it depends on if we know who it is or not. If we don't know, it could be to whom this may concern. It depends on how formal we want to go. All right. So we're going to go ahead and look at a good business letter model. So let's go.
Oh, that's funny.
There we go. Sorry. Mine was going very slow. So it shows like a burger. I don't know if I agree with the burger because like the buns are the same, like we have the heading and the formal, but it's okay. All right, so like a tasty burger, a letter has different layers and flavors. So what are the different parts? What are the different parts, Ivanka?
The heading, the inside address, a formal greeting, a body, a formal greeting, a body, and a formal closing and signature. And in case you didn't notice, the top bun has the seeds, and the bottom bun, sesame seeds, and the bottom bun doesn't. So it's still kind of different, right?
Yeah, it's usually just the same bun cut in half, though. We don't usually put sesame seeds on the bottom of a bun.
Yeah.
All right, but what is the heading? What should be in the heading? What do you think? What does the heading show? The writer. What about the writer?
The heading shows like the writer's address and stuff.
Good. And what else?
Like
when
it shows
is
the
letter?
writers, and here it shows the others, like address and stuff. Wait, the inside.
Well,
address.
That's the inside address. So we have the writer's address and the date in the heading, and then we have the inside address. What is the inside address? So we first have the writer, and then we have the
shows the name and the address and stuff of the people the author is writing to. And the formal greeting is like dear or to Fat Gus or something.
Yes. Dear, to whom it may concern, greetings. All right, very, very good. So we have our formal greeting. And what is in the body?
The body's like blah blah. I really thank you for blah 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 blah. Last week, last whatever, blah 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 blah. Thank you for blah 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 ing my life.
Oh,
Blah
okay.
blah
All
blah
right. Well,
or
it
letter.
gives relative details and it closes with thank you. Now, what is an example that you've learned of a formal closing? How can you close
Your
your business letter? What did
yours
you learn already?
yours sincerely.
Mhm.
Somebody, okay, I'm just gonna say yours sincerely, Ivanka, or if, or Julia taught me this, so, wait, I kind of forgot.
It's all right. There's sincerely, all right, yours, regards, kind regards.
Oh yeah, kind regards.
Yeah, you can just say regards. Uh, but kind regards is still formal. It's just a little nicer. I used to say regards if I really wasn't happy about having to write back. Like if someone didn't look at my emails and then said, "You didn't do this," but I did and I had sent it to them, I'd be like, "Please see attached. Regards, Candace." Um, but kind regards is a little bit nicer. All right, very good. All right, let's look at this. So, who are we writing to?
Dear Dr. Velarde, and
And who
we
is the
are,
author?
the author
Hmm.
is Mike Wheeler, or we can actually change that into Ivanka, and then we're
We
supposed to
could.
be asking about Fat Gus. That can be fun.
All right. Well, now we got to write about the funny video of the squirrel that they want. So they want to make a funny video of a squirrel that causes trouble. And we're also going to talk about what you would ask um, a scientist about this. So go ahead. You don't have to read the addresses. Just read the body and below of the letter. So, dear Dr. Velarde. Go ahead.
So, dear Dr. Velarde, my friend and I want to make a funny video about a squirrel that causes trouble. Could you please answer some questions? Okay, sorry. First, how smart are squirrels? Can squirrels do tricks such as jump onto someone's head? How fast can they learn? Thank you very much for your help, even though that didn't seem like so many questions. Yours is sincerely, Mike Wheeler, which is a
All
weird name.
right. Well, what do you think? Do you think squirrels are smart? Can they do tricks?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Oh,
And within 2 or 3 days, they can learn a lesson. Like, for example, when you set up a trap that yeets them into the sky, after 2 or 3 days,
yeets them? You said yeets? All right, no,
um,
go ahead.
and they would be like, "Oh no, I will not stand on this, or else I will
Okay.
get yeeted into the sky." And fun fact about squirrels, I know, I'm kind of taking time, but
It's
fun
okay.
fact about
This isn't
squirrels.
the longest of lessons in this particular unit, so it's okay. We have more
Uh,
time to do this.
okay,
All
so
right.
fun fact about squirrels. Did you know that squirrels can land on their feet no matter what height? Like, if you throw a squirrel onto the rooftop of your apartment, when the squirrel loses grip, it falls down and then it lands on its feet perfectly. Yes, it did not, well, break its bone or something.
Well,
Or
that's
get
good. They're
heart
yeah, that's
damage.
cool.
Yeah, and do you know how they do that? So they do that by, like, using these two tricks. Three tricks. First, they will lock their eyes onto the place they want to land at, and then they like calculate really fast, probably like half of the time of the blink of your eye, which is pretty uh
That's impressive.
impressive. Like, you do
That
this,
is impressive.
and then the squirrel just literally calculates everything already. Yeah. And then they use these two main tricks. Expand to fall slower and reel in to spin or fall faster.
Okay, that's interesting. Do you think humans could learn how to do that?
Probably not because they don't have like some type of squirrels have those like web thingies to like go
Oh, oh,
fast, like
those are
glide
flying squirrels.
around.
Flying squirrels. Sugar gliders.
Yeah.
I have my cousin has two as pets. Call them sugar gliders.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. She's doesn't have children, so she got flying squirrels. Um, her choice. All right. So, if you could ask Dr. Velarde a question, what would you ask Dr. Velarde? Ivanka, what would you ask?
I would like to ask. So first, I want to learn more facts about squirrels, not make a funny video.
Okay,
Could you
I agree. I
please
think
answer
I'd.
some questions? First,
Mhm.
how smart are squirrels? If you have a squirrel at home, will it be like will it be as smart as perhaps a dog? Okay, maybe not listening to like words, but uh, secondly, if the squirrel meets a problem, what will it think first? Thirdly, why would a squirrel calculate so fast? They can calculate slightly slower. Why precisely 130 milliseconds? Fourth, why do squirrels use their tails as a balance thingy? Can they perhaps have something else and it might still work? And thank you very much for your help in reading this letter.
All right, good.
Sincerely, Ivanka Jang.
All right, very good. All right, so we could call that part as kind of our pre-writing, right? So we have 5 different steps that we're going to learn about today, and the pre-writing is what? What is pre-writing?
Pre-writing is like making the ideas.
Yeah, it's jotting down what you want to talk about with the what? Choose a topic, right? So what's our topic?
Our topic is how smart are squirrels?
Yeah, good, very good. And how do we gather the information? We'll go to the next page. How do we gather the information for what we want to learn? What's Mike's purpose? What questions can he ask and jot down in the pre-write?
Well,
So he
he
can write
can
down lots of questions, right? Like you
yeah.
did an extra 4 or 5, but do you want to ask the scientist, 100 questions, or do you want to narrow it down? What should we do?
Probably don't go over than
Yeah,
5. I got
yeah.
4.
Well, let's keep them all on a similar topic. Make it easy enough to respond, so you'll hopefully get a response. My rule is always I only ask one big question that I want an answer to, and that's my most important question. I find that when I ask lots of questions, sometimes I don't get answers to anything but the first question, just in theory. But I make sure that my main idea, my main topic gets answered. So all my questions have something to do with each other. All right, so we're only asking, it's an animal behavioral scientist. So he's decided he's only going to ask about squirrels, right? He's not going to be like, okay, I want to know squirrel, 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 and how do monkeys survive? Like, like it's, right? Like he's asking specific questions. He's decided his topic. And then how do we organize ourselves, Ivanka? How do we organize?
We should we should organize our topic and what we should say, and perhaps also maybe how many like keywords do you want to use, like consequently, as a result, therefore, due to, or like
Very good. Yes.
nevertheless.
Those are excellent words. All right, so we've gathered all of our ideas in our pre-write. What's the next step? What do we have to What do we have to do? Almost gave it away.
Well,
there's a little clue right here. What do we need to do?
It might generate some good writing ideas for his draft. Yeah, good writing ideas.
Yeah, for his, we do the pre-write, and then we do the draft. Yeah, so what do you know about the draft? What is the draft? This is a review lesson, so what is the draft?
A draft is like the parts that like mainly support the topic or something important, right?
Yeah, well, we take all those questions and all the information. So we've just been jotting down. Okay, I want to ask about squirrels. Like, what do I know about squirrels? What do I want to know about squirrels? Who am I writing to? Okay, now I'm going to put it in a form. It's not going to be perfect, but I'm going to start putting my ideas down. All right, so let's practice that. Now, here we have our form. It's helpful. We look at a template and we say, okay, so this is a format of a business letter. What information do I need to put in each part? So the first part's pretty easy. We don't really need to do it like, a draft of it, just make sure it's correct. So we have the heading and the inside address, right? Now, it's the important thing. But let's first think about this address. We have Dr. Ann Velarde's address. Do you think Mike knew her before? And how can you find someone's address if you don't know them? Like what things, what resources do you have where you might be able to look for someone's address, work address, maybe not their home address, but somewhere where they might be able to receive a letter?
On Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook, internet, Google. Like it depends if you have yeah, it could be. So we know she's a doctor. Not a medical doctor, but a doctor. So we know that she probably went to university. So we could just look up her name, and it might show where she works if she's still working. Many researchers work through university, so we'd be able to find her department in the university. There's lots of things that we could do. All right, now let's look at that. So, do you think that Mike knew Dr. Ann Velarde before, or no?
I think maybe not.
He probably didn't. And she's also a doctor, so that means that she's older. She's an adult, and she's educated. So we need to address her as doctor if we know that she has that. And how might this affect how formal we are? So she's a highly respected scientist at a university. How does that affect how formal we are?
We have to make it real formal, or else you might not be like, you might get kicked out of writing messages to the
well, it's just a sign of respect and to write formally to someone when it's someone that you have questions like this for. So what should we put in the first paragraph? So look at our main idea chart. I guess we have how smart are squirrels, and then we have the details. So what should we put in the very first? What do we need to make sure she understands? So we have the greeting. Let's forget about the greeting. So that we have the greeting, dear Dr. Ann Velarde, or what should we put as our first sentence? What would you put as our first I need to know this about squirrels. Like, what could we write?
Recently, I saw Fat Gus doing some smarts. I was curious, and I hope you can answer some questions below. And by the way, I was just going to say send up this emoji, but this is a business letter, so yeah, I'm gonna draw that emoji if it wasn't a business letter.
Yeah, it's actually funny, like with the emojis, I message, like we use WeChat. It's like a WhatsApp, sorry. It's like WeChat. And I don't use emojis, like very rarely when I write messages to anyone, even people I know that are my friends. But in Paraguay, like in the parent groups, we have school groups, and I always write very formally without emojis. But the other moms in the same group, like let's say someone's birthday is next week, I'll be like, great, Penelope will be there. Thumbs up, maybe a thumbs up. All the other moms will say the same thing, like, great, Elia will be there, but heart, 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 thumbs up, kissy face, flower, flower, heart, heart, flower. And I'm like, there's like 1,000 emojis. So a well-placed emoji for someone you know is fine. It's absolutely fine, but not in a business letter. All right, so we have our greeting. He's going to ask for things. We're going to talk about that in a second. There we go. So what does our draft look like? What does he say in our draft? So could you please answer some questions? Exclamation point. So what do you think about this?
Could you please answer some questions?
Yes, answer some questions. So clearly this is our draft. So we're probably going to change that when we start revising. So we're just getting ideas down. He wants his questions answered. How smart are squirrels? And we have our signature and our formal closing. So let's go ahead and get to our next. We need to revise, and I know you know already, add, take out, and move here. So let's fix this because there are lots of things that I would change. So now remember, revising is about changing the tone, the words, the information. It's not the grammar yet. All right, so we're revising. There's lots of grammar issues and spelling. But right now we're talking about the information. So what information did he add to make sure that Dr. Velarde understands the assignment? So go ahead, read the red. What did he add?
My friend and I want to make a funny video about a squirrel that causes trouble. To do tricks such as... Okay, I'm just going to read the sentence because...
It's okay.
I don't really like
10 squirrels, good. It's okay.
Can squirrels learn to do tricks such as jump on someone's head? This girl already did that 1,000 times.
That's nice. Aww.
Yeah.
All right, good. Okay, so we've added that. So why do you think he added, we're going to talk about that in the next slide, but why do you think he added my friend and I want to make a funny video about a squirrel that causes trouble? What does that help Dr. Velarde understand?
Understand the purpose.
Like how would it? Yeah. So what information do they really want? What do they want to do with the information, right? So if she gave some boring facts about squirrels, yes, but it's clear they want to make a funny video. So what does she know now that they want? What information does she now know they want?
She knows that they want to make a funny video, and they want to add these informations about the question.
Information about, good.
Information about the question, so that they can add it into their video so that it's funny.
Yeah. So that's what we can infer. Now they don't exactly say they're going to teach a squirrel how to do things, but it's implied. We can infer that they're asking, can we teach a squirrel how to do a funny trick? So they may not ask that directly, but now we know that that's their agenda. That's their goal. So he also, was more specific on what kind of trick. So can squirrels learn stuff? Like what stuff? What stuff? Like can squirrels learn to sing A, B, C, D, E, F, G? Can squirrels learn to drive a car? Can squirrels learn to use the toilet? Like,
well, I mean,
no, what do you think
I
squirrels can
mean,
learn to do?
well, squirrels can learn to potty train because she can potty train. She can't drive
I
a
knew.
car. Once she snuck into my dad's car and I stopped her. And by the way, in case you are wondering, dog with a blog, like literally, really, like Stan, which is the talking dog, drove the car of the family's dad, which is Bennett, and then literally hit the car onto the tree, like right in the middle of the road. Really?
Oh, wow. All right. And that was all the squirrel? Like, where's the squirrel in this?
Well, he also likes to eat squirrels, so I think this might be just a fun fact that dogs can drive cars, but maybe they can crash into a tree.
Yeah, some dogs. So dogs can do pretty amazing things. Mine can't. Mine doesn't know how to do any tricks. My daughter, though, she did something funny with my dog. She's 3. She just turned 4 last weekend. And so this was a few months ago, a few weeks ago, actually. We have a backyard, and she gathered up all of my dog's poop and put it in my husband's office while he was working. Yeah, she just like decorated his office with the dog poop. And he works like I do. So when I sit, I can't leave the camera. Like I have to sit here. So he was watching her put the dog poop all over his office, and he just had to keep talking to his student like it was nothing while she was putting dog poop everywhere. And my poor dog, my dog was so scared. She's like, because my husband at first was like latte because he smelled it first. And my dog was like, I didn't do it. I don't know why my poop is there. Like, she didn't want to get in trouble. So, yeah, that was funny. All right, let's continue. Next part. Now is the time when we talk about grammar and spelling. All right, so remember, to revise is the words, the tone, the message, what information we want to get. Edit and proofread is when we look at, do our subject verbs agree? Is everything capitalized? So, what mistakes can you find? There are many errors. You're thinking of whether squirrels can sing ABC?
Oh, gosh. So, okay, I'm just going to read this real quick.
Yeah, you can. You can read it.
My friend and I want to make a
But
video.
there are more. There are
Okay.
grammar and spelling mistakes in the addresses. All right.
I know. I'll just
All right.
at that. Just a moment. I already saw one.
All right, good.
Video about a squirrel that causes trouble. Could you please answer some questions?
Mm-hmm.
Just a moment.
I'm very glad that he got rid of the exclamation, that you got rid of the exclamation point. Good, very good.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Uh-huh, you're doing good.
So, I think there might be this. And, sincerely, and,
Mm-hmm.
well,
What about Darien Avenue? Something's missing there, Darien Avenue. What's missing with?
where's Darien
We
Avenue?
We could do the colon, but we would probably, it's better to do just a comma.
Oh yeah.
Let's just do a comma on that one. Good, very good.
So
No, not for
it's a
Not for Darien Avenue. Sorry, the period for Darien Avenue, but just a comma for Dr. Velarde. That's what I meant. All right,
in Be
and
the Kid, they said to use this, so I'm not sure why.
it's not
They're different.
it's not wrong. It's just it's, I would say, even more formal. It's like a robot. Like it's not
Uh,
it's kind of like when you see automated letters typed from your bill collectors. It will have that. So it's not,
uh,
but like we want to have a little bit more like it's a human to human contact. Um, all
okay.
right, now we have, can squirrels do tricks such as jump onto someone's head? Could we add anything to that sentence to help? Because think of how we would read it right now without anything. Can squirrels do tricks such as jump onto someone's head? What could we add to make that sentence a little bit nicer?
Such wait.
Oh, not
Do
a word.
some
Just like
tricks.
we just have to add a comma somewhere. Where could we add a comma that would make it so we'd breathe a little while asking the
Like
question?
here.
I always like to think, yes, I always think, like, where would I breathe? If I was reading this question, where would I breathe? Can squirrels do tricks such as jump on someone's head? Good. That's it.
Well,
That's good.
yeah. So the second thing I wanted to mention, it might not be in the like maybe it won't like make this out like that, but so it really just depends on your um well daily things and your habits. So you can add firstly, second, like first, second,
Yeah.
thirdly, and
Finally, first, since that's the last
finally.
one. Finally, how fast can they learn? We do that first. How smart is squirrel?
Yeah, yeah,
Second,
I usually like to
squirrels
do
do
that.
tricks. Yeah, I like that. I like the word order. I think it makes things very clear. And also, it kind of numbers the questions, right? So then Dr. Velarde knows, okay, I have 3 questions. I like that. He's not
Yeah,
going to do
okay.
that. Mike Wheeler is not going to do that. But also, we have courses. Is this courses causes? What should that be? How do we spell that causes trouble?
Horses.
Yeah, I was like,
That
what is that? Causes.
coat.
That causes
Cows.
trouble. Causes. Um,
Houses.
yeah, causes trouble. It's funny, the accents in America can be very interesting, Ivanka. So my mom used to live in North Florida, and we're from Minnesota, and I remember visiting her, and her neighbor came by and is like, "Do you have spatula?" And I'm like, "Do you have a spatula?" I'm like, what do you need? A spatula. And this person behind me is like, he wants a spatula for cooking. And I'm like, a spatula? No. So accents are mostly just vowel sounds, Ivanka. Different vowel sounds that we make in between our consonants. That's very interesting. All right, so then we need to present. So go ahead, Ivanka. What should we do if we are the speaker? Go ahead, read that for us. So if you are the speaker,
Okay, presentation tips. If you are a speaker, read as if you are speaking to the person that the letter is for. If you are the listener, listen carefully. Is it clear what information the speaker wants? When you read a question, make your voice go up slightly at the end, which I do that all the time and sometimes subconsciously.
Yeah, it's all right. It's actually quite a common change in how we speak in the last, I'd say, 30
Yeah,
years.
yeah. I just have
Everything is
to.
like a question. How are you doing? But we try not to do that so much.
Well, I mean, my
You don't do that,
I
but
can't. Well, I do that sometimes, but not all the time. Like,
Kristen,
do
I do
squirrels
that
do squirrels
sometimes.
eat do squirrels eat nuts?
That's a
I don't
question,
do that.
though.
I don't
Yeah, do
do that
squirrels eat
all the
nuts?
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's
it's
just
okay.
like when it says, "Can you answer me some questions with the
Can I answer
exclamation
me?
mark?"
We we wouldn't say, "Can you answer me?" We just say, "Can you answer some questions?" Can you answer some questions? All
Yeah,
right. So
like
I was looking
yeah.
for. I thought I had a lab coat from one of my costumes, but I do not have it near me. So you are going to be Mike Wheeler, and I am Dr. Velarde. All right. So go ahead. Read to me like you don't need to read the address. Okay. Just read Dr. Velarde like I'm Dr. Velarde. I'm Dr. Ann Velarde, and you are asking me about squirrels. Well, let's go.
Dear Dr. Velarde, my friends and I want to make a video about a squirrel that causes trouble. Could you please answer some questions? Um, First, how smart are squirrels? Can squirrels do tricks such as jump onto someone's head? How fast can they learn? Thank you very much for your help.
Good. He said sincerely. Very, very good. All right. So that is our lesson about squirrels and our business letter.
Yeah.
Now, we don't write as many, but the format's very similar for the formal emails as well. All right. So here we go. We studied a model. We discussed our writing procedure. We pre-wrote a draft, revised the draft, edited and proofread the draft, published and prevent. So our big question, just how smart are animals? So what have we learned about animals in the recent lessons? What are some things that animals can do, Ivanka?
They can use tools, they can understand commands, they can sneak out, they can sneak out of their enclosures, they can get free food by
Yeah.
just being lazy. They can guide ships. They can guide ships. I'm just gonna say this really fastly. So,
That's okay.
this is supposed to be a real thing that happened in 1888.
Okay.
Once upon a time in 1888, sailors on a ship were lost in the fog when they suddenly saw a white Risso's dolphin
Okay.
his
Oh,
head bobbing his head in the front and in the front of the boat. They obviously done what they want to do, what people usually do.
okay.
Try and kill that white Risso's dolphin. And then the captain's wife came and stopped them. She's like, "Oh no, don't stop them! Don't! I need to stop them! Hey, you can't do that! That's a life form! You can't kill a life form!" And then they stopped. Surprisingly, though, the white Rissos guided the sailors to a safe place, and so on. They named the white Risso's dolphin Pelorus Jack, since he makes many Pelorus sounds, and his name is Jack. Um, and he just guided ships so on, like every time, and there's no shipwrecks. And by the way, at first the AI thought I was saying Oppo, but here's the difference. I'll tell you at the end. One day he came across a boat that looks like a Titanic boat,
Okay.
kind of like the Titanic. And people on the boat tried to shoot him with a bullet. He's like, "Hey, look, there's a dolphin! let's shoot him. And then he shot him right in the chest. Yeah, he didn't die. And then he was like, and then he just basically just darted away. And then a few months, no one saw him, and everyone was really, really, really sad. And the law decided to protect him.
Okay.
And then after a few days, there was like a sailor that is lost in the fog as well,
Okay.
and was like, oh no, Dolores Jack is hurt. He won't come back. So sad because I'm lost. And then Dolores Jack showed up. Yep, he showed up. He was a kind, forgiving dolphin. And by the way, fun fact, he's 4 meters long. And
That's a big dolphin.
Ready. Yeah, that's pretty big. And he decided to guide everyone. And the kind-hearted Dolores Jack decided to forgive everyone and guide them once again. And in 1912, he suddenly disappeared. So based on the YouTuber, which is Dumb Doggo, he's not a doggo, he's a person.
I figured.
Disguised as a doggo, that's dumb. Yeah, and he said, I think, no one knows why he actually died because of AIDS, but we won't mention that. I think no one knows why, and I personally think, which is the Dumb Doggo, he said, I personally think that he retired and found a good place to chill out, which is why he died of age.
Yeah, I would say they don't live that long in the beginning of the story. I would say it's probably age. All right, well, Ivanka, have a happy new year. All right, so Gongji Fakai. Yeah, have a happy new year. Good best of luck for that day, and I will see you next week. All right. Thank you, Ivanka. Good class today.